Hey, what is going on? What's going on? Mike Clark, you know what it is, man, with the Keys and Knowledge team, powered by the Williams Advanced Realty team, aka the War team, man. Listen, open house, I get it. Weather is bad. I've seen multiple accidents. So, man, do not rush to come out here. I know everybody was coming. I know everybody was planning on attending. If you can make it, great. If you can't, I definitely understand. Stay warm, stay safe, of course. And of course, there's other opportunities to come out here. Now, not only that, of course, you could always do a private showing, private showing, and you get to see the house one on one anyway, which is nice, right? You don't have to share your time or space, and you can actually take your time and view the home the way you want to do that, right? So now I want to tell you a little bit about the home, and then we're going to talk about winter weather a little bit, and then also lastly, of course, Fort Bliss PCS season. I think that's uh, coming up not too soon. Well, we got some time, right? We got some time. PCS season comes up, is coming up, right? I'm starting to see a lot of moving trucks. Starting to see a lot of people saying, "Hey, I just made it out here to Fort Bliss. What can I do?" Let's talk about it. So I want to talk about the home I'm at currently, right? 13406 Emerald Seas Way. This is out in Horizon City. If anyone knows about Horizon City, it is a little further out, to be honest. It is. However, I could tell you what, a lot of new things are being developed, amenities are being built, and it's a great location, man. It's a great location. This home in particular, man, has a lot of extras when it comes to this house. For example, listen, it's a four-bedroom home, but there's an additional two beds added on. You have to meet certain requirements to have it actually established as a fully six-bedroom home. So there's requirements. What makes an actual bedroom? So you have to have closets, windows, all these little things. However, there were two added rooms, which we know how we do when we got a house, a large house, and we have a big family. We make do what we have to make do with. So I say all that to say this: there's an opportunity here that you may be able to buy a six-bedroom home. If you want to repurpose those other two bedrooms to be bedrooms, right? Now, other great thing about this home is 3,000 square feet, which is huge. 3,061. I promise you, I went and recorded this entire house. It felt like 3,000 square feet. It felt like 4,000. I'm not gonna lie. This is a huge house. Huge house. It is a two-story, which is beautiful. Not too far. It's in a cul-de-sac, but as soon as you turn in, you are seeing your home, which is great. One thing I love about the home is well lit. There's lighting everywhere, of course. So if you worry about your electric bill, make sure you maintain that. Other than that, it's a lot of beautiful amenities in this particular home. So come out, take a look at this home. Once again, I don't say I think, I know you're going to love this home. I know you're going to fall in love with the home. Now, another great thing about this home, great thing. Um, it has cathedral ceilings, which, man, these ceilings are high. Look, I'm telling you, the content gonna come out soon. You guys gonna be able to see it. But the ceilings are super high, which is beautiful. Has a nice entrance foyer as soon as you walk in. So right now it's raining, for example. So of course it's raining all the way through the driveway. But as soon as you come in, at least 10 feet into the door, boom, you got a cover awning, nice little foyer entrance. Now you're coming into your beautiful home. As soon as you walk in, you move to the left. It's set up in a traditional way. At least how I grew up, you always had that family room and nobody touched, nobody did anything. It was there. People knew. That's what this kind of shows me right here, man. I love it. I love how it's set up because it reminds me of when I was a kid. Now you walk in, it's definitely open floor plan. However, as soon as you walk straight, it is kind of separated a little bit just to give you, uh, a little peace of mind and understanding of how the actual floor plan goes. So, like I said, as soon as you walk through the front door, you're gonna turn to the right, right into the actual living room, the living space area, which is nice, beautiful fireplace. You also have your access to your garage that way as well. Small little guest bathroom, which is beautiful, and as well as the laundry room. So that makes everything a lot easier. You come in, boom, whatever you got to do is set up right there, right? The kitchen, beautiful open floor plan. You can see everything. Has a nice island in the middle of the kitchen. Once again, you can see everything, and it's a lot of space when it comes to this particular home. So if you're looking for space, you're looking for storage areas, storage room, I promise you, you're going to find what you need with this particular home. Um, Now you also have access to the backyard. Going to the backyard, it's really big backyard to be honest, man. It has a gazebo in the middle, which is pretty large. You can actually host family events. You can host events overall. I mean, it's super nice to entertain back there as well. And not only that, you have another space in the corner on the right side of the backyard as well, just a dedicated area again where you can just, kind of just plan out whatever type of hosting event you may want to do. You have space and room to do that. It's not so tight, like most homes in El Paso, you get a really small backyard, and I've seen people do great, great things with, smaller backyards. However, with this one, you're going to be trying to figure out how am I going to use all this space. That's going to be your problem. Now, going upstairs, you have all the bedrooms, the established bedrooms, which is 4 bedrooms, really nice, decent sized rooms. The primary bedroom is, man, I can't say enough about that primary bedroom. I think that's the selling point. You go see that primary bedroom, how nice it is. You see the view you get from that primary bedroom. That's beautiful as well. Has a nice fireplace, accent wall, which is, like I said, you got to see it to believe it. It's nice and it's bricked. They have a flat screen on the TV, so everything looks nice and flush, clean. I like it. The bathroom is open, has a shower, has a nice small jacuzzi tub as well. So you have a decent bathroom as well. But I mean, that master is nice, as well as private access to a side balcony, which is, like I said, there's 2 balconies out here. One is kind of shared with 2 bedrooms, but both of you have your own private entrance onto that particular deck, which is nice. And then you have another one specifically for that primary bedroom. Once again, that's something you want to take a look at. Um, when I look at the MLS listing, I mean, the listing agent tried to capture every single thing, every single extra in this home and try to write it down in the public remarks. However, I think once again, if anyone that specifically is looking for a larger home, some options when it comes to, some flex rooms, if they need dedicated room just, for more space or they want to convert them into bedrooms, this might be the house for them. If they love to entertain, I would say this might also be the property for you. As well as, like I said, this is out in Horizon, which of course there's a lot more amenities over here. It is a little further from the city, overall, but right now everything is flowing through Horizon, to be honest. So come take a look at it. Once again, this is a 4 bedroom, 3 bath home, about 3,000 square feet, which is beautiful. Home was built in 2005. So that's a great consideration. 2005, man, I graduated high school 2007. Sheesh. So I don't want to say it's too old. It's not too old, of course, you know what I'm saying? But it is established. It's been up for a while now, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, well maintained home. And I really, really want you to come out and take a look at it. Again, I know the weather's bad, but for whatever reason, if you want to schedule a private showing, let me know. I can absolutely do that. If you're somebody who hasn't actually moved here, whether you're PCSing here, you don't have the time to come out because you're still dealing with the military and you still got everything going on through your transition, let me know. I'd love to help you. I've been there, I've done that. And I tell you what, I did not have any help when I transitioned over here to Fort Bliss at all. And I transitioned from Germany. So you know how difficult that was. So that made it a little more difficult. But that's one thing that I want to do. I want to make sure that this is like a white glove service for you. You don't have to do too much. I'm updating you on anything that's needed. Whatever home you're trying to see, we're going to walk through it, room by room, door by door, space by space. You're going to be able to see get the whole big shot of this home. The overall picture is what you want. Now, a little bit more about the home. Understand it's like I said, spacious home, of course, heated and cooled bonus rooms. So that's the thing on in those bonus rooms that I was telling you about. They have their own dedicated mini split. They're like heaters on the wall. I don't know if you guys ever seen those before, but they're like nice little mini splits because two of them are like kind of outside, but they're built in, so they look really nice. You have to come take a look at them, but they're really nice. Have their own dedicated heating source, which is beautiful. So you don't have to worry about is the heat going to go into those rooms? No, you have your own dedicated heating source, outlets, all that great stuff. Once again, RV parking, which is nice in the front of the house. The driveway is huge. Like I said, it's in a cul-de-sac. So you got so much room to do so many different things. So if you do like to drive RVs, and look, Mike used to drive, semi trucks. So I get it. You need room to turn and maneuver. This might be the space for you to do it. You don't have to worry about too much. You come in, you turn around the cul-de-sac, go out a little bit, back that thing in. Hey, I know how to do that. I still know how to do it. Mike ain't lost that skill at all. You understand? Now, it's also a 3-car garage. You also have a carport in the back. Like I said, there's a lot of extras with this. And at the $535,000 purchase price, I'm telling you, the value is there. The value is there of why you may want to look at this. Okay. That's the other thing I want to talk about. So the landscaping. Landscaping was nice in this home as well. In the backyard, really nice along the rock wall. Gives you that privacy that you need when it comes to like I said, entertaining in the backyard, because I know that's one of my biggest things is making sure I have privacy. People can't see in and see what I'm doing, no matter what I'm trying to do. I'm not doing anything too crazy, but you just want that privacy. So that is available as well. Like I said, I'm pretty sure at night, I really want to see the home at night when it's all lit up, especially that backyard. That backyard looks super nice. I can see right now on summer nights, clear skies, you're outside under the gazebo, or you're outside in that dedicated spot. Like I was telling you guys, on the right side, it's cemented in. It's nice, man. It has nice walking paths. So, I don't think I need to sell this house too much. I just really want you to come see, stop by. Like I said, if you know anybody thinking about moving, and they have room in their budget for a home like this, come take a look. Come take a look. I know this home is very, very expensive. It is. But I think for the purchase price, once again, there's so many amenities, so many add-ons to this home that I really believe you're getting it at a deal. I really do. Now we're gonna just transition over. I always gotta say that piece first, but we're gonna transition. Now the weather, I get it. The weather is crazy out here. One thing I did like, you guys know I go to city council. I go down to a lot of the county court. I've gone down there, and one thing I'm starting to really notice is that, listen, our city leaders are getting on it. They're being proactive. They're trying to do what they can do immediately, which is nice. Not everything's perfect, of course, but just the same way you want to you same way you challenge every little thing about, hey, the roads are bad, this is bad. Like, everything's not bad. I would say that everything is not bad. There are things that are changing and getting better, right? Now, as a concerned citizen, as a taxpayer, of course, you want to be involved and find out what's going on, but you also don't want to beat up your city council members and just thinking that they're just not doing nothing right. No, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I would say there's some ideas that could use some work, from my viewpoint, but everything that's being put out through the city is not for everyone. It's not, but they're trying to do what's best, and I get that piece too. I'm really considering running, but at no point in time it's going to happen anytime soon. At no point in time. So, I'm just trying to really understand the city and understand, what's going on overall before I try to throw my hat into this race. But yeah, man. Overall, I like the reaction time. I would tell you the weather don't look as bad as it really sounded. But once again, I'm prior military. I drove trucks for a living. I've gone through the north, up to Indiana, Wisconsin, all those different places, back and forth. I've done that. I've driven on a bunch of different roads, different conditions. So I'm just I, I I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not nervous about it. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, of course, is PCS season. PCS season is beginning. Like I said, I don't know if it's in full force right now. Of course, I've been out for a while now, but I think it's starting. I've been getting phone calls on people looking for apartments. Of course, I'm a realtor. I really want you to use your VA home loan, not just to sell something to you, but because I believe that's a benefit most people, most soldiers should use. It's there. Use it. But I get it. You don't want to set roots down and you don't understand the process when it comes to the VA home loan, and you may just want to see particular areas, because that's one thing I would say. When I got here from Germany, I didn't know where I wanted to move, and I asked almost everybody. No one really gave me direction of where um, the best location would be, what was preferred. However, I tell you what, man, what did I do? I think it was another soldier in processing with me. She actually was able to find her apartment before me. I think it was a Patriot Apartments, not too far um, from a gate that I needed to get access to. So once she got pre-approved or once she got accepted, I went and hurried up over there too because I was running out of time. That's one thing about PCSing over here, man. If you got good leadership, great. They're gonna sign. They're gonna give you, I don't know how much time they give you for leave, looking for a home. But I was able to get a week, an extra week. So not only did I have extra time when I came here in our PCS, but I got an additional week to do house hunting, which was nice. And so that did give me plenty of time. However, like every other soldier, I wasted that time, waited to the last minute to find something, and then I was scrambling. It would have been nice to have a subject matter expert and someone I could have talked to prior to my move. If you're in the military, you already know, man, you get a sponsor, right? We all know about this sponsor. Sponsors will be available. Sponsors supposed to be trained and went through training and all this great stuff. I don't know if that program is still going on, but when I was in, that was one big thing. You had to have a sponsor because that sponsor needed to communicate to you the moment you got orders, so you knew what was going on, right? You can kind of get an idea. You could talk to them. You had any questions? This person was like a liaison. It was like bridging that gap between your current duty station and your new duty station. So overall, I want to take that same concept and bring it here. So if you know anybody PCSing, coming to Fort Bliss, that's one thing that I would love to do for them. Get them acquainted with the city of El Paso, let them know what's going on, let them know, hey, this is the access to which particular gates, all that great stuff, so they understand. Let me see here. Boom, we're still waiting, man. What's going on? It's supposed to have been done. All right, it's not done yet. We're still waiting on this report to come through. So yeah, so when it comes to PCS season, I know it can be difficult, but definitely reaching out to somebody will be great. Now, I want to talk a little bit about my last video. I talked about, protesting your taxes. I talked about resources you could utilize. I showed you exactly how to find out the entities that are charging you on your property taxes. So, for example, your property taxes on your home for the year may be 8,000, but for most, they don't understand what makes up that 8,000. It's not just the city of El Paso grabbing $8,000 from you. No, you have different entities. So you have the school board, school districts, you have the city, you have the county, you can have a municipal utility district, you can have an emergency service district. You can have those different things, and they all have different tax rates. All of them can have different tax rates. So we talked about that in our last video. Like I said, I want to create these videos and let you guys know, one, that I'm knowledgeable. I understand it. I got the concept. Yes, no, I will say no. I don't know every single thing. I don't. Once again, I'm just a realtor. At a minimum, I need to know how to do the CMA. I need to understand the neighborhood, understand, what's around it, the amenities, all those great things. But what I like to do is just do a little bit more. I want to go that extra mile for you. I want you to know what's going on when it comes to city development, because that all plays a part when it comes to real estate. So if you're looking for growth, if you're looking for opportunities, You need to know, hey, what's going on with the city, what's being developed. And one of those things, I stayed up last night. I was reading the county court agenda, and let me see if I got any information for you. I think I got it. Let me see. Yeah, I was reading the county court, but I don't remember if I still got it. I know I had it on my let me see. I got it on my iPad. Look, I got all these little tablets in front of me, man. Let's see what I got. So let's see if it comes up. Give me 1 second, because there was a couple pieces on there. It was so if most don't already know, the city of El Paso, they passed the budget, and then they decided at some point that some projects won't be fulfilled because it's just gonna break the bank at this point. Now, understand that money's supposed to be allocated for these projects and already set aside, ready to go, but for some reason, some way, I don't know who's ended up saying it, but they were going to be either over budget or some stuff was going to happen, so they end up canceling certain projects when it came to city parks. This is why I don't. Okay, I got my point. I'm gonna say it anyway. So yeah, so city canceled certain projects when it came to those parks, right? But what's crazy is the county did not do this, and I don't like how. I really think the county be just dogging the city, bro. I really do. I'm just gonna be honest. Sometimes I feel like that's what's going on. And I say I feel like I think that that's the case, man, because it just makes no sense. Like I said, we as the city pay the county tax money, right? But if you live in a county, you're not paying the city any money. So I think one hand should wash the other. I think they should talk, and it should be a little bit more when it comes to that. But I may not know everything when it comes to that. Dang, I had it, man. I had it. Did I find it? I can't find it right now, man. I gotta end up looking it up again. But okay, I got the report here. Let me see. I'm pulling it up right now so you guys can see. So January 26th is the next commissioners court regular meeting. And then so I just go to the agenda, right? Sometimes the agenda's out, like for El Paso, Texas, for the city meeting, that their agenda's not out yet. So let's see what happens. Come on, man, open up. Download, open. Okay, so it's right here because it's like back to back, back to back. So there's a lot of grant applications already approved, and one of the things that affects. Okay, here we go. So there's these Go bonds. They've already been approved, right? Go bond A13, A15. I think it was one more, and A13, right? Approve and authorize the purchase of Risinger Park improvements using Region 19. Like they've already allocated the money, it's already put together. They already found the bidding. They already hired the company JSR Construction and Remodeling, which they're out of Santa Teresa, New Mexico. Hey, I'm rolling my R's, man. My R's sound good, right? But anyway, listen. So this is frustrating as well, right? Because whether it's the county, whether it's the city, we should try to keep some of that money here, man. And I'm all for whoever puts in the bidding, but I don't know if we have enough people going through the process or enough people putting their bids out. But anyway, GSR Construction has won these biddings. This Go bond that's going out for Risinger Park improvements, right? This is $235,933, right? That's going to get approved. They just got to vote on it, and then they're ready to rock and roll with it. There's another one called Agua Dulce Park. This one is going to be a total of $341,000. Same construction company, right? I'm not saying nothing about the construction company. They won. Shoot, nothing wrong with them. And then the next one is it's a park hike and bike improvements, right? So this is This is for the Westway Park Hike and Bike Improvements. And this is using, once again, this is a Go bond, 474,000. So we're talking about close to 4, 5, 6, 7. So at least close to $1 million, man, is being got to this company for improvements. And so they're going to vote on it on the 26th. Once they vote on it, boom, they can start those projects and go. But it's just the timing, it's just the optics of it, bro. It doesn't, I just don't think the optics it sits well with me, man. It sits well with me. But anyway, if you want to take a look at this and go in more detail, go ahead. Like I said, all I do is Google City Council, City Commissioner Court. Well, no, I don't say city, El Paso County Commissioner's Court. So I always get them mixed up, but yeah, just Google it, or just put Commissioner Court near me. Something's gonna come up. That's what I do, man. That's it. But like I said, I read it, I review it. It took me a while to really understand these things because unless you work with these things nonstop in your day, it gets hard and confusing. It really gets hard and confusing to understand this stuff. And then if I don't understand something, guess what I'm doing? Like anybody else, man, I'm gonna Google what this means. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is translated for people that really understand this language. I don't understand all this stuff, man. And I wish they'd write it out in a way that would make sense. That's one thing I would say. So anyway, that's that, right? So that's what I said. I say all that to say this. That's what I like to do. I want to make sure that I'm involved where I can tell you what's going on. So if you're close to any of these parks, of course, that's what you want to see. You want to see development. You want to see things changing. You want to see things change for the best and around your neighborhood. One thing that most people probably don't know, and I just found this out yesterday, right? If you live close to airways next to, let me make sure I'm give you the right information. No. I want to tell you the right one. Tell you the right one. I only got so many. Near airport. Okay, so if you live near Lone Star Golf Club, that's off of Montana, not too far from the airport, right? Now, for most of you guys, did y'all know that was municipal? Did y'all know that, the airport owned that? Who owns the airport? The city owns that, right? That's nice. And another thing that I ended up finding out when it came to this particular golf course is they're putting in some millions when it comes to a new irrigation system. That's beautiful. You want that. More traffic, more people golfing, more income coming in, all these great things, right? And I've yet to hear this from anybody. So, like I said, when I find out information, I immediately try to push it out to the masses. This is not something I just started yesterday. I do this, man. I've been doing this for a while because, I hate hearing, man, I didn't know that. Like I said, every day you can say, I don't know something. But, it's about pushing information out. And that's what I believe in doing. So, yeah, when it comes to this particular part, this golf, that right there helps when it comes to buying a home. You want to see those different things. And if you want to be around a golf course, that's an option for you as well. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful as well. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, all those great things, hey, I'm an open door, open book. Have no problem. We can talk. We can chit chat. We can talk government. We can talk. Politics. We can talk. Real estate. All those great things, man. I enjoy talking about those things. Like I said, I'm not an expert at everything, man. I'm figuring things out, but not to the point that I need to know the history of every single thing. But I just kind of figure out what's going on now, man, and I run with it. I try to figure out what's going on, and then boom, we're good. So that's a great thing as well. Like I said, I'm right now at 13406 Emerald Seas Way out here in Horizon City. Come stop by. I'm here from 11 to 2. Got about another hour or so to go. But regardless, man, rain, sleet, or snow, you know I'm gonna be out here. My goal when I started this year, and I started prior to the year starting, but every weekend trying to host an open house. I won't be perfect on it, and I don't plan on hitting every single weekend. Of course, I gotta have some time off, right? I want to burn myself out, but the goal is to host rain, sleet, or snow. So if that's a realtor that you want selling your home, let me know. If I have the attributes of a realtor that you need to help you buy a home, let me know. I promise you, I'm going to do as much as I can for you. I'm going to give you as much information as I can give to you. And if I don't know something, I have no problem saying I don't know. And I will make sure I get you that answer. That's too easy. Like I said, I know it's raining out here. We got a motto in the military. My dad's always said it when he was in the military. If it's not raining, it's not training. So that's why I'm out, man. Not out here to say I'm better than the next person. No, no, man. Because if you don't have to be out here, there's no reason you need to be out here. If you're selling, you got stuff going. I'm new, man. So I have to continue to put my face out there. I gotta continue to work. So I gotta show you that my work ethic is there. So that's the other reason too, man. It's like being brand new on a football team, being brand new on any sports team, right? You got your veterans that have been doing it for a minute. They ain't got to do half the stuff you do anymore that you're doing anymore because they've brought themselves up here, right? They've earned that spot. So I'm that guy, man. Right now, just doing doing jobs people don't want to do. That's me, man. That's me. Lastly, I want to tell you guys if I got any realtors on here, right? And you're new, 0 to 2 years, somewhere in there, 3 years probably, I would say, you know, and you are not part of YPN, Young Professional Network. I'm gonna start pushing content out for that as well. If you're not part of Young Professional Network, YPN, I don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got an established team, cool. If you got a mentor that's helping you out, cool. But if you don't have any of that, if someone called you right now and said, hey, so and so, do you have an inspector available? Hey, matter of fact, I'm ready to sign with you, but I need an inspector. I need you to tell me about the appraisal process. I need you to do this, this, and this. And it's your first 30 days and you're still learning. Like, who are you going to bounce ideas with? Who can you count on that's going to help you get you some professionals so you don't sound too crazy? You know what I'm saying? So you just want some resources that are available quickly. Quickly. I promise you, man. Listen, I started going to YP events and committee meetings last year, right? Last maybe 4 months, 3 months. And now I'm going right now, right? Of course, because I'm a YPN chair. One thing that I've noticed immediately is I have access to people like that, man. Our last meeting, for example, we just did was a coffee meetup. It was just a coffee meetup. We met up. I met some really, really great people, man. Really, really great people. And everybody's doing their own thing, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Um, let me find out what's going on out here. Hold on, y'all. Something's going on. Who's this? What's going on? Oh, okay. It's the neighbor trying to get in there. It's the neighbor trying to get into their driveway, man. Let me see here. So yeah, anyway, I met some, let me see, sir. I don't remember, man. Okay, no. So that's what I was going to say. So I was at the coffee meetup, met some really, really great people. Rosewood Title was there. Man, there was a bunch of different individuals there. And understand that some of these are independent contractors, but they work for these companies, or they might have their own established business, whatever. Remember, every realtor is an independent contractor itself, so they're their own business. It was hard for me to remember that, man, and understand that. But you're your own entity, you're your own party, you are your business. You know what I'm saying? So you need a team of people that you can count on. So if I call someone at a certain time, I'm not expecting an immediate call, but I need to know a little bit about you that you're gonna call me back in a timely manner. So anyway, I was able to meet Ruby Vasquez. Ruby Vasquez from Surf Pro, great guy. Man, I was going through something where I needed an inspection done on a particular issue. I call him up. He said, "Man, I just met you," and I called him the same day. He picked up the phone. He started moving things around, and he was able to get Abraham, actual technician, out same day for an emergency issue that I had going on. You know, who else could I have called to do that? So you start building relationships with people, and they end up helping you out, and vice versa. So you're bringing value to them, they're bringing value to you. It's a win-win for everybody, man. You don't necessarily have to work with these individuals, but you just get to know them. You know, and you're putting yourself out there, you're networking, all those great things. I hate that word networking. I hate that word with a passion because I'm horrible at it. So when I'm talking to people at some point in time, I'm like, man, I'm over this, bro. I'm over this. But you have to establish yourself. You have to get yourself out there, and that's just part of this. It doesn't mean that hey, you got to talk to every single person. Hey, if you're gonna relate with one person, talk to one person. If you can work the room, work the room. I'm not at the work the room level. I might be able to talk to one, two people, and then hey, Mike's out. But YPN gives you an opportunity to meet those people. So I would definitely say if you're thinking about it, if you're a realtor, seasoned realtor, and you know some younger realtors, let them know, hey, come out. YPN is doing some new things. We're just adding to the previous, we're just adding to the previous committee chair and co-chair and the one before that and the one before that. So we're going to make it better and better. One thing about me, like I said, man, I'm prior military, man. So I was always taught to leave things better than the way you found it. Add to, but don't take away. And that's one thing I like about the YPN because they allow us to do those things. And I want to see growth in everybody. I promise you, when people talk to me and we're on the phone, I'm moving at 100 miles an hour. And I understand everybody else is not moving at 100 miles an hour. But with this business, you want to maximize each and every opportunity. You want to maximize your time. My time is precious, man. I cannot, in this, I feel like I cannot be wasting my time doing things that are not beneficial to the business. So I know other people may feel different ways, but not me, man. I gotta move. I gotta move. But we also want to move a little slower, so we're making sure we're making the right decisions. Again, I'll be out here tomorrow as well. 13406 Emerald Seas Way out in Horizon City. I'll be out here tomorrow as well. I like to do open houses back to back for a couple of reasons. One, it helps me out, right? The first day is kind of tough when you come into a brand new house. Of course, you can read the MLS listing, you can get acquainted with it, but it still doesn't teach you the layout. You don't know how the light switches are. You don't know how to. It's just so many different things, right? So you coming in, you're trying to make sure you're setting everything up right. You want to know the flow of the house, and the first day now I understand the flow of the house. I know how everything goes. I know where certain things are, which is great, and I know things I want to highlight. And I learned that throughout the day, right? I walk around, I figure that out. I spend a good 20, 30 minutes doing that. And then the next day, you come to me the next day, I'm going to sound like I've been living here for 30 years because I'm going to know everything about the house. I promise you. I'm going to know about when it was built, who built it, how many owners was there. I'm going to be able to highlight some deficiencies maybe, but, for the most part, I'm going to be able to give you a full tour of the house. I also show you the water heater. I show you the furnace, so you can see all these different things, man. That's part of it as well. I know when a lot of buyers pull up, they're looking and they love the house. Oh, it's beautiful. And they walk inside, it's beautiful. But just like my video yesterday, when I went to a supplier, you need to understand what's behind the wall. You need to understand the material. You need to understand, you know, the condition of the water heater, the condition of the furnace, all these different things. And some realtors probably will say that's overkill. You probably shouldn't do those things, but why not? I'm just different, man. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Talk to me next year and see what I sold. If I didn't sell anything, then Mike might change his approach. But you know, I always, excuse me, I always feel better doing that, knowing that hey, you had an opportunity to see everything on that first A walkthrough, of course, you get on the contract. There's many more walkthroughs to go, but at least you get a full picture and you leave my open house saying, "Dang, I know everything about that particular home." Not to and I give you a great example because I had a couple come in. I was able to do that exact thing, and I didn't hear nothing from them, but I continue to follow up. My follow up game is getting better. It's not perfect, but it's getting better, right? But I followed up. I spoke, to this particular client. They're a client now, and I scheduled an appointment. They came in and they said, "You know what, Mike? Um, my significant other, he loves you because you talk to her. I don't know what it is in El Paso because I've only learned about it in El Paso. Because even when my wife would do things for me, it was a problem, right? Um, Certain people do not want to talk to the women for whatever reason. I have no idea. If you're not doing that, it's okay. All right. But if you are, shame on you, man. Like, I talk to everybody. I make sure I'm locking eyes with each and every person, no matter religion, race, color. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure everyone's informed. And that's one thing they said was different about my approach. I make sure that I'm discussing information, great stuff. I'm also making sure that you're valued and I'm calling you back and I'm making sure things are happening. And that's what they were saying. Like, man, we went and we talked to 5 other people. One realtor didn't take us serious. The second one only wanted to talk to the man and not the woman. Another one just wouldn't return our phone calls. And I'm like, dang, man. Well, I'm glad you were able to at least, go out and see your options. Understand that there's some people out here that do take this seriously. And I know a lot of realtors that take this serious, man. A lot of realtors that take this serious day to day, but there's only so many. Hello, how you doing? Come on in. I'm good. I'm good. You made it through the weather.
We're neighbors.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Absolutely. I got a sheet here. You can walk around. All the doors are open. Take a look at it. There are 2 additional bonus rooms. Bonus rooms here, but I can see your bedrooms. There's still a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. But it's gonna be highlighted as well. I can show it to you. I'm gonna walk around. Feel free. Have any questions? Let me know.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. All right, man. So that will do it. As you see, we got people here. So I will I'll have you guys stay tuned with the next episode, man. Once again, Mike Clark, realtor, El Paso. We do this, man. Love this city. And we're with the Keys of Knowledge team. But you know who my broker is, man. Stop playing with them, right? With the war team, William Advanced Realty team, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.